Hello, my friends. It is live with Lyssa at embellishwithlyssa.com. I'm so excited you could join me today. Maybe you're on your lunch break. Maybe you're just seeing this later tonight, but I am glad that you are here, whether you watch it live or a replay. This is the month where I'm trying to figure out when is a good time to have my live videos. And so if you have a preferred time, please leave it in the comments. I would really appreciate the feedback on whether or not Wednesdays at noon Central Time works for you or not, because I'm happy to bend around your schedule. All right, well, I have something exciting to talk about today, and it's a brand new card class that is added to my layout library. If you're not familiar with my layout library, it is where I put all of my classes, all of my cutting templates, all of my cheat sheets, all of my one sheet wonders, all originally created by me, into the site called My Layout Library, and you can subscribe to it for just $9 a month, which is about the price of just one class. And for that, you are getting thousands of dollars worth of resources. So it is really something to see. You can see all the details on my blog, embellishwithlyssa.com or mylayoutlibrary.com. But this is the latest class that is in there, and it is, I just printed it off so you guys could have a sneak peek of what it would be like if you were to print these classes yourself. So this one's a relatively easy one, so it's only 3 pages long, but some of the classes are up to 20 pages long. So this is a super fun stamp set, though, and it's no wonder that I was able to create so many cards with it that I thought it needs to be a class. So let's look at these a little bit, and you will see they're all made with the It's a Science stamp set, which is a cute new stamp set from Stampin' Up! In the main catalog. And it has all sorts of funny sciencey sayings, beakers and test tubes, microscope, and just all sorts of cool office-y, sciencey type things. So I decided I would get this because there's a lot of science and nursing faculty here in our university town, of course. So I figured those cards would probably sell well in my little shop, right? And at craft fairs too. So here's some of the ones that I made, and then we're going to make the last two together today, all right? So I love the fact that this is all about bright colors, and I was able to use up so many scraps from my scrap bin because I have all these bright colors, you know, that you're not using this time of year with fall and working on Christmas cards, but love that. Little fun stacks of test tubes there. Tried making some background paper on this one. Just a simple layout for that. Here's a horizontal one. You're like a proton, always positive. You matter. I love this one. This one's that fancy fold that I've been so crazy about making lately. I think I did it on a live 2 weeks ago. It's a square fancy fold, and it's just a really good opportunity to use all the stamps in the stamp set, right? And then today, so those are just some of the ones in the class, and then today we have a floating front card, which those are super fun if you've never made one of those. It's actually a free floating piece here. And then we're going to make this cool one with the background, which I'm really hoping shows up well on camera. Kind of fun, huh? All right, so let's make it together, shall we? And again, this is the It's a Science stamp set, and it's available from lyssa.stampitup.net. All right, let's do the folding front first. And if you're making it along with me, you're going to need a card base, a regular card base. Mine is Orchid Oasis, and I have just trimmed off half of the card front. So if you've got your card and it's cut to 11 by 4 1/4, then you want to fold it in half, stick it in your paper trimmer, and cut off half of the front. And half of the front would be 2 3/4 inches across here. All right, but this is not waste. I never could waste such a big piece, right? Because we're going to mat it and then put our neutral on it and stick it back onto the card. So we're adding that piece we took off back onto the front. and then our floating piece will get attached under here. All right, it'll make sense as we go along. But first, of course, we want to stamp before we do any assembling, just in case something goes wrong with the stamping and you have to flip the paper over. You don't want to have it glued down first. Okay, I am using Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and the reason for that is I'm planning to color using the Stampin' Blends markers, and those are alcohol-based markers, so they need a water-based ink. Where is the, here it is. I'm going to ink up just the end beaker here. See how I caught that, just the end. And then on a separate piece, I'm going to stamp a couple extra beakers that I'll be cutting out. Okay, so yeah, always use a water-based ink when you're using alcohol-based markers. And if you're using water-based markers, which are the regular type, make sure you used an alcohol-based ink. And that way it won't run and smear on you, which is so annoying when that happens. So we've got our microscope, we've got our beakers. I'm going to do a little background stamping with these little molecules, just to kind of fill in the background a little bit. And if you're eagle-eyed, you'll notice my white piece is 1/4 inch smaller. That's because I wanted to use this piece that we cut off the front. I could have just saved that to use on another card, but I like to not have any waste at all. I've got a hair here. You and me equals chemistry. Cute, cute, cute. All right, I think that's all the stamping then for this one. So let's do some coloring. I've got Orchid Oasis Blends markers to match the Orchid Oasis card base. And one thing to make the beakers look a little more realistic, don't fill them all the way. It's tempting to fill up the beakers really full, but mostly they have small amounts of liquid in them typically. And here's a time saver. If you are cutting out a bunch of beakers, try to make your design so that it's this one that's almost a perfect square, because that's the easiest one to cut out. The round one is the hardest. Okay, so that's the one I want to layer with a dimensional. And actually, before I layer that out, I'm going to color my microscope in so that I'm not accidentally getting marker on my little beaker here. This one's almost dry, so it's going to make some lovely squeaky noises while I color. There we go. I don't know what a real microscope looks like at all, so I'm probably coloring this all wrong, but they'll get the point, right? When they get the card and they see that you tried to make a science card for them, they won't be picky. There we go. Now I can put my little beaker down here and see how much that adds, just having a little bit of dimension there. So we're going to put that on our mat. You can see how the alcohol markers have bled through to the back. So make sure that you're not coloring on top of other pieces of cardstock or a surface you need to protect, because alcohol markers do just bleed right on through, which is why they blend so well. But in this case, we just used them like a marker and didn't actually have anything to blend. Cute. And then somewhere around here, I'm already all messy, is a little piece of glimmer paper. And this is from Lemon Lime Twist. Actually, this is Parakeet Party. So it was last year's in colors. Cute, but it just adds such a nice accent on the card, I think. And if you can't use like this acidy green color on a science card, when can you use it, right? Okay, so before I do anything else, I'm going to put the white piece in the back middle of the card so that we can see where the white will be showing through once we've got our floating front added. Okay, so we're closing the card. This is the inside of the card that's showing through, and we're going to attach this piece. But what do we need to do here, right? Attach it only at the top, not at the bottom. If we attached it at the bottom, we would have a card that was permanently glued shut. So did I just do that? No, this is the top. Okay, see, I'm getting confused too. So I'm only putting dimensionals at the top. Get these little backs off. And centering it on the card base. So I'm centering top, bottom, and both sides at the same time. There we go. Fun. Not a floating front card yet until we add this floater piece here. So we're actually creating a false bottom of the card, which is only going to be attached by the focal point piece here. All right. Don't use cheap pop dots on this project because they won't hold. But I know that 2 dimensionals will hold this whole card together because they're just that good. There we go. So when you close it, it created the rest of the card front. Very good way to use up scraps because this is not very wide. This is 1.25 inches by 4 1/4. So if you have scraps that size, this is a great time to use them up. All right, so what do we do then to make sure that we don't accidentally write in here where it will be seen when the card is closed? And my tip for that is to put some of these amazing glitter discs that are in the Stampin' Up! Holiday Mini Catalog. And you could put those in that little empty spot, and not only does it just add some cute embellishment, but it will prevent the person from writing inside the card out where it can be seen. There you go. Cute, huh? Love it. And that fits in a regular envelope. Just something fun to do, and of course a great way to use up scraps. All right, let's make this one. Now this is not in the class because I just came up with this one yesterday. So the class was up last week, but this is a cool stamped background that is all done in Lemon Lime Twist. So we've got lots of green here to play with. My card base is Granny Apple Green. So it's half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, which measures 5.5 by 8.5, and then you fold it in half to make a regular card. Then we've got a lighter shade of this acidy green. Oh, I used a different color, didn't I? Well, I know this is Lemon Lime Twist, so that this color here must be Parakeet Party. Let me see if I have any of that quick, and if I don't, we'll just move along with our note. Huh, that must have been the last piece. 1 second. I'll just open a new pack for you, right? There we go. That's the color we want. So sketch this. Sketch Lemon Lime, and we will pull out Parakeet. I just forgot, which I should have looked at my own instructions, right? All right, although this one isn't on the instructions. So we'll just give that a quick cut. We're just doing 1 size down on the mat. There we go. That's our right color. It's funny how different the greens look when they're put together. All right, and just 1 second, I'm going to quickly wipe off a layer of ink on this beaker set, because that's what we need to stamp all over. The stuff is falling down. Welcome to live stamping, right? Okay, so we're going to make our own background paper. by stamping. Whoa, these are really bright. Still not convinced I have the right ink color here. But we'll pretend I do. It'll be cute no matter what, right? So I'm just stamping lines of these beakers across the paper to make my own pattern paper. Looks like I could fill in a little bit up there. Here we go. Maybe a little down here, just so it looks like, those weren't really necessary. Anyway, just so it looks like pattern paper. And then I've got these cool little bubbles burbling out of one of the beakers. That helps fill in the space. Very cute. And if you had other space, you could use some of the other images from the stamp set, like this cool little, I don't even know what that's technically called. Is it an atom? Yeah, atoms and molecules. There we go. It has been a long time since I had a science class of any type. Can you tell? All right, so we made our background paper. And now we are going to go in with a chalk marker. And I'm sorry to say Stampin' Up! Actually doesn't carry chalk markers anymore, but you can get them at any craft store. And we're just going to add a little white accent, a little white highlight to our beakers. And that just makes them pop from the background and makes it not be such a boring tone-on-tone stamping. We want some interest, right? Because you can see quite a lot of this background on this card, and we want it to have just as much interest as the focal point does. I love this chalk markers. They're nice and sharp, and they just add a little layer of kind of a milky white. You can go back and put a little more on if you want it to be darker. Super fun. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with a little tone on tone. Whoa, that looks really dark, but I have a feeling it's going to fade. And we're going to fill up some of our various beakers and test tubes with some color. Trying not to fill them too full because that looks really tacky. There we go. Cute. All right, so that is going to fade more as we leave it to dry. As you can see, the marker came through the back there. But it is totally safe to go ahead and put that on your card base now. Get to the end of my glue here. Whoa. All right, come on. That's going to be our card background. Cute, cute, cute. All right, let's make a focal point. This is kind of a fun focal point, and then it's all glimmer paper on the back. There's no neutral here. This is a good chance to use your brights and shinies from your scrap bin. Or maybe you just need an excuse to buy some bright and shiny stuff. Allow me to enable you. You can join me in enabling myself at Lyssa.stampitup.net anytime. All right. This is just an orange strip from my scrap bin, and actually I couldn't find any more orange scraps, so I'll have to come up with something else. What have I got in here? Oh, I have yellow. I don't know. What is that? Coral? No, not the right color. Anyway, I would make it whatever color your beaker is filled with here would be your accent color down here. And it's going to have to be orange because that's what I've got out. All right, yeah, you can see this one's already fading as it dries more fully. And we've got a piece for the inside. I bulk cut these with my big cutter that cuts through 2 packs of paper at once. So I always have the card insert size of 4 by 5 1/4. It just looks so professional and finished off when we're done. All right, we're almost finished. We just need to make our focal point, which is a couple of images. This clipboard, which I am having so much fun using for office themed cards too. And then, oh, got some parakeet ink on there. But we need a couple of beakers. Oh man, I cut it off. Stink. All right, let's see. Here's some more scratch. There we go. That'll work. And then on my clipboard, I'm going to do, actually I'm going to change this one up and do, let's celebrate. So funny. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so those just take a second to cut out. There are no punches or dies with this stamp set. So just be aware of that. There will be a little hand cutting if you're going to layer things. Otherwise, you can just stamp them flat on the paper, of course, and color them or mask what you've already stamped so it doesn't get stamped over accidentally. I should have colored these before I cut them out. That would have been intelligent. I'll color them now. My clipboard is gray. What color is this? Gray granite. With a little bit of pebbled path, which is a darker gray. And then I have pumpkin pie, because I wanted that bright orange and light pumpkin pie. Doesn't matter if I'm in the lines or not, because we're going to cut these out. And instead of using white on white to make those highlighted, I'm going to add a little pool party blue there. All right, now we can cut them out. I hope some stamping is in your near future. Whether you just get to play at home in your own little craft area, or if you're getting together with some friends. It's probably been too long, right? How long is too long? A week? I think a week, right? If you go a week without being crafty, I get cranky. I like to make things with my hands. And I like to gather with my friends to do it. There we go. And I always need cards, right? So there is urgent need for craft time at my house. All right, so we've got dimensionals on the backs, and this little test tube is so tiny. I'm actually going to cut part of the edge to get skinny strips of dimensional to put on my teeny tiny test tube. I'm waiting for someone to do like a mad scientist card with this for Halloween. I think that would be so cute. All right, and we're putting everything at quirky angles today, just because we can. Cute. Oh, okay. So you could definitely see where it needs a strip of this pumpkin pie orange to just really ground the card, because it's definitely not finished yet. But I will have to, I hate to cut into a whole brand new sheet of pumpkin pie, but anyway, I will finish that card. So I hope you've enjoyed this sneak peek at my It's a Science card class, which is part of my layoutlibrary.com. I would love to have you as a subscriber. It's just $9 a month, and you can pause anytime. You can cancel the subscription anytime, and it's just automatically billed through PayPal, so it's super easy. You don't have to worry about it unless you want to pause it. And that all the info for that can be found at embellishwithlyssa.com. And again, it's called My Layout Library, and there are thousands of dollars worth of class resources there for you. So thanks so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you got some ideas for some bright and sparkly cards. Even if you're not into science, at least those are some fun card layouts that you can copy for other projects. Here they are. Yay, fun times. All right, happy stamping, guys.